Joey Moss, Bad Boy Gaming. Thanks for tuning in. We're going over new cards from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Let's kick things off. Subscribe if you're new. The Sibsig Ceremony 3-drop. This is interesting. A lot of little fun things you can do with this. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. It's not bad. It is a legendary enchantment, though. Whenever a creature you control enters, if you cast it, destroy that creature, then create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. What can we do with that? Let me tell you. Here we go. Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler is just gonna love this. No, it's not in standard. I'm just speaking for any time in Magic. Gravecrawler. Can't block, whatever. You may cast Gravecrawler from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. Well, you get this sucker out, boom, and instantly just is going to die. It goes back to the graveyard. You can pay it for 1 again, bring out another 2/2. You just keep making 2/2s with it. Not bad. Then we have Acerak, the Arc-Licker. He's a 3-drop. And yeah, guess what this does? It just rapidly gets you to go through a dungeon. That's pretty cool. All while spilling out 2/2 creatures. And the best part of it is, it only cost 1 to do it. That's pretty intense, man. Because not only that, he comes right back to your hand. When it enters the battlefield, if you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, return it Arc-Licker to its owner's hand and venture into the dungeon. That's dirty. That is some dirty, cheap little tricks there. You just abuse the crap out of it and get a huge army going really, really quick. So that and Gravecrawler alone, that's pretty little potent strategy there. Then also, what can you do? Indestructible. Well, if you're going to destroy it, okay, you tried, failed, now we get a 2/2 out of the deal. That's something else. And our indestructible creature is going to stay on the battlefield. So it's another little fun trick. Indestructible cards are going to go great with it. What else? Sidisi, Regent of the Mire. This one requires a bit more of a setup, I understand. But this is pretty cool. You get Sidisi out first, and then sacrifice ability. You use the sacrifice ability instead of destroying it. You just end up sacrificing the creature that came down rather than it being destroyed and getting the perk off of Sidisi, and you get the 2/2. That's something else you could do. And then, of course, go digging. What else? Sad Robot. That's right. Instead of trying to find a way to kill him, he just kills himself and gets a 2/2 out of it. That is a pretty solid idea. You get the card draw, you get the 2/2, and you got a fetch land on your hands. Not bad at all. A little slower of pace. Let's go over some other spoilers. Eshki, Dragonclaw. Vigilance, Trample, Ward 1 at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card and put 2 +1/+1 counters on Eshki, Dragonclaw. I believe she is a 4/4 for 4. Fun little card, nothing too crazy. I think I covered this one a while ago. Magmatic Hellkite. I gotta cover my dragons, guys. Gotta cover my dragons. Who else is excited? I saw a lot of you jumping on the comment train yesterday. A lot of you are pretty excited. Here's a 4-drop, Magmatic Hellkite. Flying, when this creature enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. It sucks if they don't have one, though. Its controller searches their library for a basic land card, puts on the battlefield, tap with a stun counter on it, then shuffles. I guess that's all right. It is a 4-drop at 4/5 and a flyer. Man, power creep is something else, man. Oh, if there's anything else you could think of what you can do with Sibsig Ceremony, please let me know. Because, yeah, there's, I'm sure, a lot of fun, creative things to do with it. Sarak, Elusive Hunter. It's a 3-drop. The spell cannot be countered. That's right. All you blue freaks out there with your blue control freak daddy issue builds. That's right. Yeah, can't be countered. Sorry, pal. It's only a 3-drop with Trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. Not too shabby. Typically, this card is going to be the first one to get dealt with from your opponent, so that is not really going to have too big of an effect. But it could. You never know. All right, then we have Awaken the Honored Dead. Just make sure there's other more powerful like things on the board that they're going to want to target rather than that, Awaken the Honored Dead. Destroy target non-land permanent. Saga 2. Mill 3 cards. And its third phase, you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. If that said battlefield, I'd be like, busted, but it does not. Moving along, Runescale Stormbrood. What are you about, man? The Chilling Screech. I had to cover these spoilers. I used to cover all the spoilers for all the sets, but I stopped. Maybe I'll do it again. I'm excited, though, with the dragons, obviously. Instant Omen. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. It's interesting. Again, these are not adventure cards. That's right. Flying, whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Not the best, not the worst. I could see this coming in handy, situationally. Dragonback Assault. This is a 6-drop. I feel like I'd covered this during like leak season or something. When this enchantment enters, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. It's got the landfall, which is neat. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. That's sick. Problem is, this is a big old 6-drop. Are we just going to see this maybe I want to say control shell, but those are really not the colors for control, are they? This is more so, yeah, maybe some kind of control shell, though. Maybe. Probably not. This is going into Commander. Let's face facts. Okay, moving forward. What else we got? Taval, Arbiter of Virtue, 5-drop. Flying and lifelink. Spells you cast have Delve, which, for those of you new out there, each card you exile from your graveyard while casting those spells, pay for 1 colorless. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. It's a big old 6/6. That could be a headache. Get that out for just 3, man. Not too shabby. Purging Stormbrood, another Dragoon. It looks like there's a whole cycle of these Dragoons. Instant Omen. I have yet to see a 1 or 2-drop dragon. Where are they, WotC? Why are you holding back from us? Instant Omen. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink and hexproof until end of turn. That's Absorb Essence. Not bad. And then on the other side, if you just cast it as creatures, Flying and Ward, pay 2 life. When this creature enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. So you guys know how this works. You can use this side, you know. Oh, wait, this is a little different than Adventure. Target creature gets, okay, and then shuffle this card into its owner's. Oh, wow. So it's not like Adventure where then it's on the side and you can use it again for its creature like part. No, you can't do that. That's not how it works, I guess. Okay, interesting. I was about to say it works like Adventure, but it does not. So you'd shuffle it into your library and then you'd have to. Really? Yeah. Okay, I guess that is how it works. If it says it on the card, it says it on the card. Here's a waste. All right. Then we also have Winter Night Stories. 3-drop. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. That kind of has a good rhyme to it. Harmonize for 5. What's Harmonize? You may cast this card from your graveyard. For its Harmonize cost, you may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by X, where X is its power. Then exile this spell. Marshal of the Lost, 4-drop, Death Touch. Whenever you attack, target creature gets +X till end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. That could be a heck ton of fun. And I like that it has built-in Death Touch, 3/3. Well, pretty neat. We have a whole slew of monuments, the whole cycle. Whenever this artifact enters, search your library for a plains, swamp, or forest card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. And then for 4, sacrifice this artifact, create an XX white spirit creature token, where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control, activate only as a sorcery. If only it had flying. I know, we always want more. I think these Abzan are going to be pretty dope, though, to run. Because, I mean, you're tutoring up. You're tutoring up a land that you need, you know. Pretty cool. You're fetching. Are we using fetching? We're not tutoring? Tutorings for spells? Okay. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic land island. Reveal it. Okay, for 4, sacrifice this artifact, create 2 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, activate only as a sorcery. It's like a little something more you can do at the end. Yeah, that's expensive. For 2 white 1/1 flyers, that's a bit pricey. But the fact that you're getting its use out of this, who knows, maybe you have a need for artifacts in your build on top of that, you know, just cram as much value as you can, you know. This one, sacrifice artifact, create 2 black zombie druid creature tokens, activate only as a sorcery. And then we have Monument Mardu. This one, sacrifice artifact, create 3 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. They gain menace and haste until end of turn. Oh yeah, the teamer. Sacrifice this artifact, create a big old fat 5/5 green elephant creature token, activate as a sorcery. So not bad. They're uncommons. What do you expect? That's right. These are back. Mystic Monastery. Are we going to see the other colors too? I believe so. This land enters tapped. Pretty cool. This is for Commander. This Will of Jeskai. Choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast this spell, you may choose both instead. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. I've seen better. I don't think I covered this one yesterday, so let's just do that right now. Here's Dracogenesis. That's right. You may cast dragon spells without paying their mana cost. It's just going to be played in. Honestly, I wouldn't even. I had a very competitive EDH deck that was all about dragons. Right. I would not want this in the build. My deck works without it. So I mean, it's a cool concept. Unless I can cheat this into play, I wouldn't even want it in my deck. And it's an all dragon deck that slaps. I'm telling you, it'll slap the taste out of your mouth, guys. But I wouldn't even want this in that deck because it's just a win more con. That's all it is. You're just winning. And again, unless you can cheat it into play. That's my only thing with that. Here's Transforming Flourish, 3-drop. Demonstrate. All right. That means when you cast this spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. Destroy target artifact or creature you don't control. If that permanent is destroyed this way, its controller exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Then they may cast that card without paying its mana cost. That could be risky, It could be. It's a little bit of a gamble. There's got to be another like a trickery afoot with this card. If someone knows it, like how could this like benefit only you kind of thing? Let me know. Maybe a deflect in hand or something. Here's Caldera Paramaw, another dragon, man. 5-drop. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then this creature deals damage equal to its power to target opponent. 3/3 flyer. Nothing crazy. Nothing to get the panties in a bundle over. Voracious Bibliophile. 4-drop. Flying and Vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell with one or more targets, draw that many cards. 4-drop. That could just that's giving you, and it's got Vigilance. That's not a bad dragon. In blue, not bad. That's kind of cool. Transcendent Dragon, flash, flying, 6-drop. He's a blimp. When this creature enters, if you cast it, counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Then you may cast it without paying its mana. Oh. That's dirty. I like that. That is dirty. I mean, yeah, it's a steep 6-drop, and your opponent's like, you have 6 blue mana untapped. No chance in hell, buddy. I know what's coming. But it's like, well, do you want to play Magic, or do you want me to play your cards for you? What do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? That's a cool card. And then we have Adaptive Training Post, which whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if this artifact has fewer than 3 charge counters on it, put a charge counter on it, remove 3 charge counters. These are all commander. Counters from this artifact when you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. That could get a little fun. That could be a little fun. I hate things with so many counters. It's another thing to keep track of, Tempest Technique with Storm. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. But with that Storm on it, I mean, Storm cards can get really silly. When you cast a spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. Copies become tokens. So that honestly can get really dirty and out of control. Aligned Heart, 3-drop. Flurry, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment, then create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess for each rally counter on it. Aligned Heart. Not bad. And then that brings us to, yep, that's right, guys. there are serial numbered cards. The Mox Jasper. I don't like that they're only doing one serialized card per set. That's kind of lame. I think that's really lame. They're only doing one per set. It's cool, I guess, but it's not. And if you're going to do that, I mean, don't make it only to 500. If you're only going to do one, dude, number it to like 1,000 or something. So there's more chances of people pulling it. Because numbered to 500, the average person is going to have to buy like 6 to 10 cases in order of collector packs, 6 to 10. How many boxes? Too many. In order to possibly pull a Mox Jasper. It's just ridiculous. Give us to 1,000. What are your thoughts on that? Like, seriously. Am I making sense? And maybe even go to 1,500 if you're only going to do one serialized card per set. The card's still going to be worth a bunch of money. It's still going to be sought after. It's just not going to be worth as much. Instead of the Mox Jasper being worth, I don't know, $500-$600, it'll be worth maybe $250, $200, or something. Cool. Still a very desirable card, right? All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you did enjoy this, let me know in the comments, and let me know by liking the video. It helps this channel grow, and it's free for you to do. Thanks for watching. Skadoosh.